I sit and wonder at the world tonight. I never know how it will be. We see it all in black and white and painted all so reasonably. I sit and wonder what we seem to know, how we're sure it all works out. You'll make the
Hi all. Going to do something a little bit different again this week, and we're going to talk a little bit about some things that we've been up to. Is the truth, isn't it?
yes.
So you've just come back from 2 weeks holiday.
Yeah.
Was originally going to be 3 weeks holiday, and Hazel had planned a sailing trip for 3 weeks. Unfortunately, the first week had an issue with the impeller on the engine, so it got a bit hot. And that was actually very strange, because that very same week I was watching Free Range Sailing, the Australian guys. I really like their channel, and they have the same engine that you have, and they had exactly
we watched it together.
Oh, did we? Okay,
Yeah.
oh, cool. I forget these things.
Yeah.
They had exactly the same issue, didn't they?
Yeah, the impeller, they had exactly the same issue with the impeller as well. It had come, the inside metal ring had come loose from the rubber.
The vanes is the correct word. Yes. So you could rotate the metal part, but the rubber vanes weren't rotating and pumping. So that issue, and that caused a few other problems, didn't it? Because the engine got a bit hot, it didn't do the exhaust much good, did it?
No.
Basically, the hot gases were going out the exhaust, but none of the cooling water. So
it melted.
melted the muffler pot, didn't it? And so we had to get a new one of those and replace it. And along the way, we then discovered that some of the exhaust piping wasn't in the best of conditions. So
that's falling apart.
we replaced that. But anyhow, that set you back a week, didn't it?
Yes, yeah, it did.
So then you ended up with 2 weeks of sailing holiday. And I came up Friday night, the first Friday night of that 2 week period.
Yeah.
And then we set off Saturday morning about 3:30 in the morning from Wilhelmshaven.
Yeah.
So, you ready for it then, Hazel?
Yeah.
I guess we're going to start the engine up, eh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, it's midsummer basically, isn't it? It's the 20th of June today, yeah?
Yeah.
So
should get light pretty soon.
It should indeed. Signs of light. Sails are up. Hazel's done all the work. There she is in the companionway, but it's too dark to see her. We're making our way up the Yarder at a good lick. Tide with us, which is quite helpful. Your bungee straps are to work. There we go, that. Self-steering of the finest. It's working well now, isn't it? So it's approaching 8 o'clock. We're on a sort of a bit of a windward leg to clear some shallow stuff. With the Nord-ostsee, I believe, Nord-ostsee caught. Yeah. And, so we're sort of, well, we're basically heading due north to get around that, but we're going very well. Going very well indeed. You can see the traffic separation zone. We can see it. You probably can't see it on this camera. Up ahead of us, that leads into the Elbe. It's the very start of it, so we're a long way off still. Yeah, getting on. So yeah, we're in the entrance channel to the River Elbe. Wind's fairly light, but we're drifting in as we've got the tide with us, which is giving us good headway, and it's all delightfully pleasant. The sun is starting to warm things, and there is some sun that way, look. Size of that thing. Look at all them seagulls. I don't know if you can see them on that camera. There are a lot of seagulls. And a very cute little marina there. And it's very North German. Sheep on the banks. It's utterly beautiful. And we're sailing up the River Elbe, which is a delight. It really is. Stand back and then I'll turn around and look backwards. And there we go. There's Hazel and there's us hurtling along. Very nice. It was a fascinating sail for me. It's interesting waters there. Last time we posted a bit of sailing in that area, several people commented on the Riddle of the Sands film, and I've watched it since, and it does. Yeah. It does show that area, doesn't it? Yeah. What it doesn't perhaps bring across is the strength of the tides in that area, and when you get wind against tide, obviously, as it does anywhere, it can get very choppy. But anyway, we sailed around to the River Elbe. We were very fortunate, or was it good planning? We had the tide with us all the way around, a bit of both. We were shot around there, didn't we? And sailed up the Elbe, which was beautiful. I was very, very impressed. And into the Kiel Canal. And we're in the lock going into the Kiel Canal. First time ever for anything like this. Well, we've done the Wilhelmshaven locks, but that's all we've managed. And this is, a bit different. But people are nice and helpful. Kiel Canal. World's busiest canal, this one, or Europe's busiest canal? One or the other. It's a very busy canal. Probably Europe's. The world seems a bit ambitious, doesn't it? But a jolly busy canal, we can say that. And some 20 kilometres up the Kiel Canal all in one day, didn't we? Yeah. Moored about 7 in the evening or something like that.
70 miles to Brunsbüttel to the start of the Kiel Canal, and then so 80 miles.
10 or so, 80 miles that day, in daylight hours, of course, it was midsummer.
It was still pretty cool.
Here's our anchor spot for the evening. We've tied up to 3 of these piles. I think probably we should only have tied to 2 of them, but anyhow, we've used 3, and it is very, very lovely, as you can tell. There we go, out here. Nice little secluded spot, apart from the boat next door. Delightful, eh? And then the next day we set off again about 6:30 or so in the morning and motored through the rest of the Kiel Canal and left the Kiel Canal. We come out into the Kiel Bay, Kieler Förder, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know what
the little bit is the Förder, the big bit is the boat.
Right, Kiel, whatever. And that was quite interesting, because as we come out, Kiel is sort of the German sailing town, isn't it? They have the week of racing there, the Kiel week, and so when we come out on a beautiful summer's day, there are sailboats everywhere.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Glorious. And day 2 from the Kiel Canal, we're underway, motoring about 5 knots. You have to motor in the Kiel Canal, not allowed to sail. He'll work it out. And this is the lock at the other end. It's just closing. So we're just leaving the canal. Come in. So what you get to moor to in the locks, sort of wooden platform with rings in it. Step forwards. Let you see that. wooden platform with rings in. And it's a big lock. It's a jolly big lock. We've got 5 boats, 5 yachts in it, sailboats in it, and it's a tiny fraction of its capacity. Wooden platforms both sides, interesting. Didn't notice that as we come in, but now I know. So you can moor either side. Guess that's not really surprising. But yeah, that's what it looks like. There's a Happy Hazel. And there's the door shutting up there.
Oh no.
Sliding door, sliding outwards. We're in Baltic. Isn't that pretty? Look at that, we're in sailing country. We are in sailing country. That is a little bit different. And then I left Hazel there.
Yeah.
Got the train back here. And you then did your first bit of single-handed sailing, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Sailing on your own. So
I think I set off about 7-ish. I did most days. And my first goal was the Schlei, which is about 25 miles north.
the Schlei is kind of like a fjord, except it doesn't have the mountainous sides. It's a big, long saltwater inlet.
Yeah, it's the only one Germany has. I believe. And it was a good day. It was my first solo sailing day, as we said. So it was a bit, I wouldn't say scary, but different. Different.
Sure.
But I like to think that I did quite well.
You got there.
Yes, exactly.
And you anchored for the first time.
I did, yeah. And that was the first time I'd ever properly anchored and alone, come to that. So.
Yeah. So the next day you pulled the anchor out by yourself, obviously.
Yeah, I did that.
Along with a load of mud, if I'm correct.
Yeah. The boat was very dirty. And so was I. And then I went to, further up north.
So heard of Haven, didn't you? Denmark.
Yeah, yes, Denmark, exactly. And anchored there for 2 nights.
2 nights. But you are now an international sailor because you've sailed into Denmark on your own international single-hander. Cool.
So I anchored there and had a rest day the next day, sort of just swimming and chilling. So that was really good. It was very nice weather as well. Actually, it was really hot. And then, I planned. There's this big island. What's it called? Finn.
Yeah.
Finn. Big Danish island. And I planned to go over to that, and there's a group of lots of small islands south of that. And I really wanted to go over there, but the wind just wasn't right. It would have taken me a long time, I think, and I just wasn't ready for that. So I went back to the Schlei and anchored in my spot where I was the first time. Good morning, it's nearly noon now, so good noon, everybody. I am alone on Alanya Wally now. I think this is the first bit of video I'm doing of that. I'm currently heading out of the Flensburger Bucht. I stayed on the Danish side last night, anchored there. I don't know what the bay is called at the moment. But yeah, heading out of there. I think I've been going for 3-4 hours now. So not particularly fast, but today's mission is to learn patience. So I have to live with me not being fast, and the waves slow me down, but it's beautiful weather, so really I'm in no rush. Heading back to the Schlei now, which is in that direction, obviously. And I'll keep you posted. Then the next day I went down the hallway of the Schlei. I anchored. I saw anchored at the bottom of the Schlei, not quite at the very bottom. And then it was really windy that day, which was a bit worrying. My anchor dragged as well, which gave me a fright.
Well, no, you wanted to get diesel,
I wanted to
didn't you?
get diesel, but that was the only marina that had advertised that they had diesel. So I really wanted to get diesel, so I went in there, and they had these diamonds, which was very tricky.
Yeah, sort of posts that you have to moor to,
Yeah, exactly.
which is tricky on your own.
Yeah, because you sort of have to get a line around. There are 2 posts in this case. There were 2 posts. And then a jetty at the front, so you can either reverse in or go in forwards. And so I went in forwards because I thought it would be easier alone.
Yeah.
But then you have to get 2 aft lines on the 2 posts and 1 forward line.
Forward, obviously, yes.
But I had help from a nice Danish couple. So,
Yeah, fair enough. People help single-handers. It's normal, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. And then, but you'd sailed all the way down the Schlei, hadn't you?
Yeah,
and
I did.
And then the next day you sailed all the way back out, so
Yes.
to change your wind direction.
Yeah, it was perfect actually. It was perfect the way down. It was beam or from the stern. And the same way to go up, so it changed probably 180 degrees for myself then. So it was really good.
Back up to your favourite anchoring spot.
Yeah, exactly. And Alani Orley was much faster than all the other boats.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Chunks off the wind are quite fast, aren't
Yeah.
they? So you sailed back down to the Kiel,
Yeah,
to that canal entrance.
Because, well, I wanted to go through the canal on Wednesday, and then on Tuesday it was forecast to be really windy, like 25 knots or
Or more, I
or
think,
more.
actually. Yeah.
Well, too windy for my liking, so I went
Fair enough.
to Kiel on Tuesday, which was also quite windy, I might add, and that was a long day.
And then you did the canal on your own on the way back, so all the locks, well, there's only 2 locks,
Yeah.
but both locks anyhow, you handled both locks alone
Yeah.
with your boat and motored your way through the canal. Huh?
Yeah. Okay, a little update. I'm going through the Nord-ostsee Canal back to Wilhelmshaven again, and I'm currently actually I have 48 kilometers to go, although I don't think I'll do it all today. I will probably stop at kilometer 20. That's where Dad and I stopped on the way to Kiel. Yeah, as you can see, knickknacks and things to keep me busy, well, food, to keep me busy. I've been going for approximately 6 to 7 hours now. I started this morning at 7 and it is now 1:45. So, yeah. But it's going well. I'm not doing much, which is great, because I have these nice plastic bands. Yeah, and I hold the wheel pretty steady. Yeah, that's all I can tell you, really. Okay, now this is the second day of me going back through the Nord-ostsee Canal. I've got 9 kilometers to go, just past the marker. We'll see how it goes. It's so I'll catch the tide right. I did try to time it, but I'm faster than I expected, so we'll see. Waiting for the lock to open into the Elbe. So apparently that's still going to take a while. So I parked myself behind these Dalben, as they call it. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing is right, but that is the case most of the time. So I'll just go with it until somebody says me it's wrong. Yeah, and hope that the lock opens soon. The guy on the radio said it could take a while, but that's no time span, so I don't really know. Yeah, that's what's going on now. Everybody's out here waiting for the signal that we can get in the lock. It's just been emptied out, and big boats are allowed to go in now, and we're just waiting for ours.
Out into the Elbe.
Yeah. And then I went to Cuxhaven,
which is sort of the mouth of the Elbe, pretty much, isn't it?
So yeah, then I went into a marina in Cuxhaven, which is nice. Very strong tide there.
Yeah, it flows quite fast through there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I was looking for the entrance to the marina, and I went a bit too far. So I had to go back, sort of cross the shipping channel and go back against the tide. And it took forever. It was really hard. The boat was working very hard. So, yeah.
Anyhow, last day, morning, you left at 3 in the morning?
Yeah, I did. To go to Wilhelmshaven.
Yeah, and it all went smoothly, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I'm sailing out of Cuxhaven, and hopefully today I'll get to Wilhelmshaven. Started at 3 this morning. I don't know what time it is now. Shortly past 4, I think. And it's getting light again. When I started out, it was dark and confusing with all the lights. A bit scary, to be honest, because I've never sailed alone at night before, but well, I've survived so far. Earlier this evening, or this morning actually, I passed this huge light, and I thought, well, a car was coming at me. It was so bright, and so I got a bit closer because I wanted to know what it was, and it was sort of in my way anyway. And it turned out to be a fishing boat that was trawling. So then when I realized that, I was like, I need to get away. Yeah, so that was sort of the highlight of my morning so far. Hopefully the only one to come. We'll see. Speeding past the tide. It's doing. After about 5 hours, I finally turned out of the Elbe. I'm now currently heading for a lighthouse called Watersand, I believe. Watersand, it's a red sand lighthouse. Yeah, that's my next waypoint. Things are pretty calm. The wind, unfortunately, followed me on the nose, so still no sail up. And it's pretty light as well. Otherwise, all is good. Yeah.
Not only that, but you even got through the lock in Wilhelmshaven that day, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And back to your home marina.
Yeah, I moored there about 5-ish.
Yeah.
And then took the train back home.
Yeah.
Where we are now.
Yeah, cool. Good work. And we'll say thanks for watching.
Yeah.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
This is a different setting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which might make us think of a question, Hazel. Have you got any new music out?
Thank you for asking that, dear Dad. I do, as a matter of fact. I have 2 new singles out.
2 singles?
2 singles, yeah. And they are called Green, which I did with 2 Italian artists, Desso and De Matteis. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. And Now That It Fell.
Now That It Fell, the other single.
Yes.
Okay, and that's out, basically.
Should be everywhere, really. Out on Spotify and iTunes.
And Amazon and all of those sort of places, isn't it?
Anywhere where you can find music.
Yeah, pretty much. Cool, well done.
And on the day she was kissed by the sun, head thrown back, taking it in, a new day has begun. Still going steady.